know who it is. It's your boy, Who Daddy Davis from the D&G Breakdown Podcast. And as always, if you don't know, you will know it over here. We bleed black and gold until we dead and cold. Forgive the lacky enthusiasm. I just got off of work, and I had to come out. I had to say this. The New Orleans Saints, as of this time now, are getting what life there was still breathing in this team stomped out on their home turf with Saints legends in the building by a team with a head coach that basically built it from the get-go. If you can't see me, it is what it is. The New Orleans Saints are right now are dying to the point to where fans are they're whipping back out the paper bags. I mean, let's just call a spade a spade. What little faith I had left in this team is out the fucking window. I got no more faith in this team. Dennis Allen has to be fired by tomorrow. Hell, he should be fired by the time the post-game conference is over. That's how quickly Dennis Allen should be fired. It is inexcusable how they waltzed into that dome with the throwback uniforms on, trying to honor Drew Brees with the likes of Jimmy Graham, Lance Moore, Deuce McAllister, the list goes on, of all these Saints greats. That's the performance that you put in front of them, their children. What? I can't even blame Spencer Rattler at this point. The dude just has the worst hand I'd say any quarterback around the league has been dealt at this point. Yeah, we've seen Jaden Daniels and, Caleb Williams go through their growing pains early in the season. They eventually started to find their strides or whatever. But at least those guys have competent head coaches. At least those guys have competent skill players. We got Spencer Rattler out here thrown to Bum Means. Shout out to Bum Means, by the way. It's not a bad rookie. Just he's a number 3 receiver at best. Forced to play arguably number 1 wide receiver right now because Cedric Wilson can't catch a fucking cold. You got Mason Tipton out there who fooled all of us in training camp. He was arguably going to be the training camp darling before he got injured. Fooled us. They got guys that should be at Rouse's Market filling up grocery bags at the cash register, playing on an NFL football team. And don't get me started on the defense. Another game where you give up over 200 yards of rushing offense, 200 rushing yards on the ground yet again. Javonte Williams is one thing. Who the fuck is Estime? Who the fuck is Estime? You got McLaughlin, arguably their second string running back, making splash plays. You're giving up edges like you just lost all type of fundamentals. You got Chase Young being put on his ass. You got arguably the only guy who seems to have a pulse in the interior, and Brian Brzee Trying to do it all himself, he needs fucking help. Demario Davis looks like he's a step slow, finally showing his age. And I hate to say that because I love Demario Davis. He's a guy who helped me and my family through a tough time when we lost my late grandmother. He gave us his condolences. But Father Time is unbeatable, and it looks like he's about to claim him. Tyrann Mathieu drops an easy pick that he never drops. In the middle of the open field with nobody within 10 yards of him. Paulson Adebo, prayers for Paulson Adebo. Looks like his season might be over with how he got carried out of there. Marshawn Lattimore out for the game with a hamstring. Safety room is abysmal. Like, do I need to continue? Like, do I have to continue? They done got Rattler, oh my God, and they done killed my boy Spencer Rattler back there. I'm not even watching the game at this point. I'm driving home doing this live because I had to get my thoughts out there. So anything you guys see, please let me know. So far, they say Spencer Rattler is now hurt. I'm gonna have to check the news when I get back home. And end this live. Spencer Rattler's hurt. I see. Jake Haener came in and threw a touchdown. I don't care. Jake Haener, I don't care. But you know, you got some fans out there that are all for the Haener Hive. Hashtag Haener Hive. They're going to look at that. If it's actually true and do a touchdown, they're going to look at that and say he should have been there from the get-go. Dude, Tom Brady could have been back there and the result would have been the same. Drew in his prime could have been back there and the result would have been the same. Not when you got Landon Young, or should I say Landon Buns, at right guard getting his cheeks taken. Connor McGovern, who can't seem to stop a nosebleed. Nick Saldiveri, what a disappointment he's turning out to be. Out with a shoulder. Kyle Hergel, an undrafted guy out of Boston College, looks like he should have been in there from the get-go, but too little too late. The interior, Taliesin Fuaga had arguably his worst game of the season, blocking on the left side. Trevor Penning once again having an up and down day. There's just, like, what can any quarterback do in that situation? And I'm not giving Haener no credit. I'm not. I don't care they do a touchdown. It's garbage time at this point. The game's already out of reach. The Broncos just stopped trying. They stopped trying. The game was over after the first quarter. I'm seeing players with no passion now. Tyrann Mathieu looks dejected. Marshawn Lattimore looks dejected. Demario Davis doing his damage to keep everybody together, but he's having a hard time, and he even looks dejected. Cam looks sick of it all. Chase Young looks like he's just about giving up. AK looks like he's about ready to just leave. How poetic that the unofficial end to the same season came at the hands of Sean Payton. I've given Sean Payton a lot of flack for how he left us, and I still do. I'm not going to just walk back on what I said about Sean Payton just because he did what was expected and basically killed what little hope was left of this team. But like, it's just fitting at this point. Absolutely fitting. I'm not the type of guy that likes to say tear it all down, start from scratch. But at this point, you have to. That's where I'm at right now. And this loss, it doesn't even hurt anymore. Like, I'm numb to it. Like, last week was depressing. It was straight depressing for me. It took me a solid 48 hours just to get over that. But tonight, dude, I can only laugh, bro. I can only laugh. I got no expectations for the Saints at this point. None. And it's going to remain that way until Mickey Loomis finally stops coddling Dennis Allen like he's his newborn baby and actually fires him. There's a reason why so many executives and officials from around the league, players included, say that the NFL is a business first. It is a business first league. When you start putting personal things ahead of logical business decisions, this is the putting his personal feelings for Dennis Allen ahead of what needs to be done and ripping the Band-Aid off video, narcissism, nepotism, any word you want to describe it, he went on there and he fucking said it. He went on WWL radio and said, look past the results. What the fuck do you mean look past the results? The results are what they are. You're 2-5. You're most likely going to be picking top 5 in the NFL draft next year. All because you decided to keep a head coach around that isn't he's allegedly known for in terms of his top 10s. This defense has given up over 700 total offensive yards in the last 2 games. They've been outscored 40 plus points to 23 over the last 2 games. Your defense has regressed. It's regressed. And it started with Philly. Now, I'm not going to say I wanted Paulson Adebo hurt. I didn't. I hope Paulson Adebo gets better, man. He's a feast or famine player that's giving you more famine than feast. But at the same time, like he's still one of our boys. I don't want none of my boys getting hurt the way he just did. But a healthy Paulson Adebo, we're talking healthy Paulson Adebo here. Healthy Paulson Adebo was costing you games. There was a reason why Marshawn Lattimore, going into tonight's game, was targeted less than 15 times throughout the season. The holding calls, the pass interference calls, the lack of trust in his own technique. Paulson Adebo has given up at least 2 games this season alone because he can't hold up, even with safety help. But that's all I'm going to say about Paulson Adebo. Right now, I'm more focused on man's health. Alontae Taylor looks like he's still got some dog in him. He's still trying to fight. I can respect that. Bryan Bresee is trying to fight. I can respect that. But speaking of your D-line, Bryan Bresee has no help. You spent all this time trying to fix your D-line. What the fuck? Sorry, some idiot in front of me. But some guy named DA spent the all offseason trying to retool his defensive line. And they can't get a coverage team. But they can't play man coverage, with one of the reasons being that they can't get the quarterback down on the ground. They've got no burst. Well past this ceiling at this point for yourselves. I'm not even going to get into Chase Young. Look, Chase Young is who his contract says he is. He's a low risk guy. Any type of production you get out of Chase Young at this point is a positive. I mean, what more is there to say? I'm almost home here. So I'm going to end it with this. The fact that Saints fans are bringing out the brown bags again tells you everything you need to know. And we have a head coach and a GM that will like we're the problem instead of doing what needs to be done and what's best for this team. The New Orleans Saints are the heart and soul of New Orleans. The heart and the soul for multiple reasons, not just for on-field stuff. But right now, the heart has no pulse. The soul, the fire, like the soul has been extinguished. It's dead. The heart and soul of New Orleans is dead, and I hate to say that. And DA and Mickey Loomis are both to blame. If Gail Benson doesn't care enough to do something about it, if they don't care what kind of product they're putting out there on the field, why should we care? It is what it is. So just get ready for a top 5 pick in the 2025 NFL draft next year. That's where it's going to be heading. And that's it, man. I'm just numb to it at this point. I'm not even going to wear my jersey anymore. I'm not. Because they don't care to fix this team, so why should we care? That's all I got to say. I'll see you next time. Probably tomorrow. Probably on another show. Look, win, lose, draw. Saints still my team. I'm always going to be a fan of this team. It's black and gold until I'm dead and cold, and I stand by that. I'm not going to just run just because things are horrible. I'm gonna get through this just like everybody else. But other than creating content here on YouTube, there will be no more money from me being pumped into this team. None. If I was y'all, I would do the same thing. Keep your money. Don't even go to the games no more. The only way they're going to listen to us is if we affect their pockets. Guys, next week when they play, I think it's the Panthers or the Chargers or whoever it is, they're going to be running down our throats. Right? It is what it is. I'll holler at y'all